Man, oh shoot, we back. Just like that. Just that quick. Just that fast. What the hell is going on? I'm actually like on time too, y'all. I'm actually like on time. I don't know what that means, but I'm here. Here we go. Wait a minute. Excuse me. If you don't mind, can I get one of those ice thingies in that glass, please? If you don't mind. Can I get one? Yeah, I got to do a sound check. I guess my sound is working. My sound is definitely working. I just had it. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very, 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 very much. It is. Why is this? We don't want to do that. Do, 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 do. How y'all doing? Do, 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 do. Let me do this right here. Do, 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 do. Hold up. Hey, y'all. How's it going? She's B. Wayne. What's going on, sis? Welcome back to the weekend wrap up. It's been so weird not having this and not having these. It's been so weird. So weird. J.O., what's going on, brother? What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back. DDS McCardo. What's going on, brother? Welcome back. Welcome back to wrap up. Zach Alex. Ayana. What is going on? What's the deal? Who else in here? My boy Rodney Dinkins is here. Show could definitely start. Oh, we still waiting on the other ones. Yo the GOAT. Rico Willow. What's going on, baby? Tuffy Rut. Is that Tupi Rudy? I'm gonna go with Tupi Rudy. That's probably the Tupi Rudy. What's going on? Rayvon Williams. How you doing? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that, LB. LB, what's going on? If I didn't tell you what's going on, I feel like I did, but if I didn't, brother LB, how you doing? How's it going? Lonely Beauty. How's it going? Oh, Lovely Beauty. My bad. My bad. I can't read today. Lovely Beauty, not Lonely Beauty. I was about to say that's a weird name. You know? I guess you could be. I tell you, there's a lot of lonely beautifuls out there. It's a lot of single people. A lot of single. AJ, what's going on, man? What's going on, AJ, man? I just seen you over in the trap house too. What's going on, Maurice? What's going on, my brother Nicola? What is going on, brother? Sean Terrence. Sean, you been in here. Sean, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. When I was first setting up for the show, I saw you in here, and that was like 45 minutes ago. Motion sickness. Listen, y'all gonna have to clue me in on the Grant Holloway. What's going on? Cause I tried to go get caught up on Twitter because somebody was like, Race, take this out. I'm still lost. Like I have no idea what's going on. So I'm hoping y'all can clear that up for me, or maybe Coach or Colin can when they come on. I don't know, but yeah, I got to figure that part out. Don't know what happened. Journey with Colleen. What's going on? What it do? Motion sickness. I'm sure you know what the hell going on. Whatever's going on, you're gonna have to let me in on it too. Y'all, this might have to be the night. I might have some call-ins. Hey, I should do that, huh? I think I should do that. Should I have some call-ins? Ain't a bad idea. Hey, can you set me up something like that real fast? Can y'all set that up for me? Probably too late now, huh? Okay, never mind. I was about to have some call-ins. I just thought about that, and they said it's too late to set that up now. So I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, well, you know, I got an idea. We probably could. Oh, actually. You know what? Well, I set it up for the next show. Hey, let's do that. Let's make that happen. We setting up a call in for the next show. Well, LB, I ain't got no caps, no problem with coach. You know, he didn't hit no hurdle. Well, I don't know what happened. Like that was it. They roasting Grant Holloway because he said something about karma will always bite you back when Tobago lost to Africa. I don't get it. Well, I mean, because I know Grant, I don't think Grant meant anything like malicious by it, though. I think we might be reading a little too into it because that's not really Grant's nature to, you know, be talking maliciously. So, and you know, I'm not gonna buy too much into that. Maybe that's why I didn't see nothing, because when I went and looked at it, I was like, what am I looking for? Like, I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it. Darryl Richardson, what's going on, brother? What's the deal? Ayana, he clipped hurdle 6. I don't. Well, I'm pretty sure when Coach get in here, well, definitely Coach and Colin, they can fill me in, clue me in, because I'm clueless as to what happened. So I don't know. Dice, what's going on? What's going on, brother? What the deal is? Maybe Coach can tell me. Coach, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, man?
Welcome back, man. Off our hiatus, our vacation trip, man. We all back from vacation. How you feeling?
Man, I'm all right, man. No complaints, man.
Man, I know you had to do some recruiting over the little holiday during this little 2 weeks too. How that turn out for you?
Nah, it was more like interviews and camps and stuff like that. So
That time of year again. Hey man, well, before we get started, what's going on with Grant tweet or whatever? Like, what you know about whatever these folks talking about?
okay, clue me in. I've been off Twitter for a while. Clue me in.
I'm trying to get clued in too then, so I don't know. Like I don't know. Pretty much, he put up a tweet saying something about karma, and then I went and looked at it. The fan base can tell you a little better than I can, you know. So y'all can go ahead and get back to not tweeting, but put in the comments or whatever that he said, because I don't see what happened, to be honest with y'all. Like I don't see what happened. By what happened, I mean, like I don't think it's anything. I'm not reading too much into that at all. So especially if coach don't know nothing about it either, like, and we're gonna have to leave that one alone.
Let me see what they saying.
Carson said Colin said he combing his hair right now. He'll be here in a second and he can tell us and clue us in on what's going on. He say he combing his hair. You know, Colin gotta get pretty. He tweeted about karma because of Tobago's loss. Tobago's celebration. Oh, okay, I get it now. I think I get it now. Okay, so Tobago, he did the celebration like in the 100, and I guess he lost in the 200, and Grant saying that's karma for showboating. If I'm understanding from the comments correctly, I think that's what they're trying to say.
And then let me guess, he got drugged.
It sounds like Grant got drugged for that tweet. It sounds like from the way I was reading it, I was like, it sounds like they coming for you for that tweet. So I don't think, like I was telling them though, but because it's Grant, I mean, he definitely ain't tweeting it for no evil malice or nothing like that. That's just not Grant's nature to even be like, ha, look, that's what you get. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it that way at all. Maybe he just made a comment like, that's karma. Like, it happened. Shit, it happened to me before. You know what I'm saying? I don't, just because that ain't Grant nature to be, you know, messy like that, that's just a tweet. Like, I can understand why he getting drugged, but I don't think he meant anything by it.
Well, based on what I know, him and the young Jamaican was having friendly banter.
Mm-hmm.
And
Colin, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the show. Good to have you back.
And you know, I guess, you know, Tobago showed them up. I mean, they both, if I'm not mistaken, I think both of them are going to be in the NCAA next year. So, rematch, man. So, I saw nothing wrong with it. If you could back it up, you could back it up. It's all good.
Colin, what you know about this developing story before we even get into our stuff? Well, what's going on? What am I missing?
Yeah. It's so there's really not much to it. It's like, social media blowing up things more than it actually is type deal. But so from what I saw, it was so right after Let's Say Tobago runs his 991 or 992, we all know he celebrated pointing over to the people really, really, say that it was an homage to Usain Bolt, since that's who he looked up to. And then in the 200, he, gets run down a little bit, lost coming second. And right after that, Grant puts out the tweet of something about karma, like saying, hey, karma's a bitch, karma's whatever, karma's something, mentioning something about karma. And then people connected that, saying his tweet was because of Let's Say Tobago, because of the timing. And so then he, comes in second here in a narrow loss, and people are commenting on, well, you're talking about this, and then you lose your next race. So that's kind of the back and forth. It's not much going on, but people like make reacts. People, it's sports. It's a sport. People lose. People win. It's like that's what if you're in this game long enough, you're gonna lose. That's just how it works.
Oh wow, he lost by running 1996, and the other guy ran 1996.
Was the other guy in the 100-meter dash with him?
No.
So it's one of those fresh leg victories.
Yeah, it's the other guy.
Yeah, one of those fresh leg victories. Like, you didn't do what I just did. Like, this ain't a fair race. You got fresh legs. Yeah. I wouldn't. You know what though? But because we talking about wins and losses, no pub for meat meal. But because we talking about that though, something was plaguing me, and I actually put this on the list I want to talk to y'all about. Elaine Thompson. I'm gonna go there first. I'm gonna go ahead and jump there. Elaine went to Commonwealth Games and doubled up and won gold. Let me ask y'all a question, because I've been I love my sis, y'all know that, but I've been going back and forth with this. Does that mean anything that she went and did that? Does that hold any type of weight that she went and won the Commonwealth Games after the World Championships?
I mean, for their country, for those countries that are under the Commonwealth flag, it means a lot to them. First off, let's give Great Britain credit. That stadium was packed.
What?
That stadium was packed. So
it made me upset. I wasn't there.
Right. And so Commonwealth, I believe, has been around longer than the World Championship, so it means a lot to those countries. So for us in the U.S., nah. For us in Jamaica and in Canada, it means something, but let's be clear. Everyone in the world is not at that meet. So it may not be on the tier. Like if we have to do tiers, Olympics, World Championships, Europeans, Commonwealth will be the top 4 championship meets. You know what I'm saying? African championships, those will be the top 5. So
yeah.
So basically what you're saying is good for the country.
Yeah.
But based on the tier system, not so good for like your ranking purposes and stuff like that. And for like prestigiousness. Colin, what you think?
Yeah, so Elaine Thompson-Herah is at the point where the only thing that impacts her legacy positively are going to be Olympics and World Championships. Like at this, like it's like for example, I don't know, I'm trying to think of some other people that are like this. Like Fred Curley is entering the point like where if you win a U.S. championship in the 100, great, fantastic, you won it. That's not going to impact your legacy. What will was if you win the World Championship, if you win the Olympics, that impacts your legacy. Like Trayvon Bromell, he won the U.S. Championship at Tokyo. Mm-hmm. Like that was both the Olympic trials and the U.S. Championship, and no one cares. It's like, oh, but you didn't do great in the Olympics. He's like, oh, but I won a U.S. Championship, which is the hardest team to make. And so I think like for her, it's the same type of deal where you're at this tier of an athlete that doing that doesn't mean anything. It's like, hey, if you make it to the Western Conference Championship, oh, that should mean a lot for LeBron. You made it, or you made it to the NBA Finals. No, the only thing that helps his legacy now is winning. So it's like, yeah, if you were not as good, then winning Commonwealth would be important. But you're too good. You're too good to be doing this. You have to win bigger things because you're that good now, you know?
And that's kind of where I was at with it. I was like, two things. One, the time that she won it with. I mean, it was okay, 22-0, respectfully. And then what is like 10-8, 10-9, respectfully. But I agree with both of you. I think certain athletes hit a rim to where you shouldn't go. And again, based on like the ranking system, if we all can use that same ranking system, I don't think you can go down. Like once you hit like I do world championships, I do Olympic games. You shouldn't technically do a Pan American Games, if you know what I'm trying to say. Or same thing like, hey, I just left the World Championship Finals. You probably shouldn't be in the Commonwealth Game Finals because the magnitude of the actual field isn't as strong. Now I can see the benefit for going. It's an easy win. Like, of course, I'm going to give me a medal. Get a medal. Why not? Put in my resume. But yeah, that's just what I was wondering because I was like, man, like I feel like when you hit a certain level, like it's not worth it for you to go there because you're gonna win. I think sometimes those type of championships are better if it's like a B-list sprinter winning it, because it's like, well, yeah, this your tier level, like this is the tier level you should be at. You're not an Olympic champion, you're not a world champion. So yeah, I was just kind of curious about that because you got people like Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce who's not there.
My biggest takeaways from Commonwealth Games were not actually the performances at all. It was the atmosphere and how many people were there. The fact that they're selling out 30,000 people stadiums for multiple days.
From open to close.
Yeah, like that is what we need to take into consideration. It's like, and you know what the difference is between that and the World Championships here? It's Birmingham is a city. Eugene got about 10 people in there and half of them students. It's like they're in the heart of a big time city in the UK there, and it's like it's a big deal. And they talk about track and field much more than they do, in the U.S. Here, I actually got this example for you. I got a question. See if you know the answer to this. So, since I believe it was Ben Johnson, it's sometime in the 1990s. There have been 3 track athletes that have been on the cover of a Sports Illustrated. Can you name them?
Bolt in 2008, Ben Johnson in 88, and
no, since the 90s. Since the
90s. Marion.
I'll tell you one. So Bolt is right. There was no one before Bolt in between that. Then there have been 2 athletes after. You might get one. You won't get the other. I guarantee it.
Let me think.
Marion wasn't one of them?
She's never been on.
She must have been on the cover of like Time magazine or something. She was on the cover of some magazine.
Was it Alan Webb?
No, that was before. No, that was a. So I'll let you know. The other 2 that have been on there, one, Sydney McLaughlin for High School Athlete of the Year, and the other one is Caitlin Toohey, also for High School Athlete of the Year. Okay. And so what I'm saying is, like, you're telling me that's the only, like, before this, like in the 90s, like in the early 90s, like when FloJo was on it a lot, like all those people were on it a lot. Like in the 80s, you have just random college kids on it, on the front of Sports Illustrated and track and field. There's no track athlete that's on Curley. You're telling me like Fred Curley isn't on Sports Illustrated's cover when he wins the World Championship first time in the U.S.? Like it's not advertised in our area anymore. And so it's like, it's crazy that it's been Usain Bolt and then Sydney McLaughlin, who deserves it, and Caitlin Toohey, who is developing now. But it's just like, it's crazy that there's no marketing for our sport in the biggest publication for sports in the United States. So.
I wonder if that's Because I actually
No,
don't know the
honestly,
answer to this. I'm
another
completely ignorant to this, you know, on that level. But I understand how marketing go. I wonder if that's a reason because you can pay for that, you know, for that cover slot, and we don't have the money or the budget or whatever to pay for that, or if Sports Illustrated just actually determines who it is. I don't actually know that answer. Like, I don't know the answer to that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I believe it's that they select. I don't think that it's you pay. And I think there's just been a change because you kind of notice the changes with when US stopped like really having track be big. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, those Michael John, like those eras of track and field. That's when, like, you know, they're selling out arenas, like big time arenas for track. And like the running era was huge. Like nowadays, like it's not as big, but it's crazy because it's like you're telling me even if they were paying for it, Allison Felix doesn't get on it once. Like that's the biggest name in U.S. track history for the women. You would think that she would be on it. Like she's never been, and so it's interesting. I looked it up, and if you want to look up the people, just look up Sports Illustrated covers and then filter track and field, and you can see all the covers. There's 74 of them. It's just it's interesting that how I saw. I just wanted to bring up that quick point.
That's extremely interesting, actually, because now that you mentioned it, yeah, why the hell wouldn't in America Fred Curley be on the cover of Sports Illustrated after winning the World Championships, or even the women's 4x1 team after pulling one of the biggest upsets like ever, or even see it for that matter? Like, why the hell did she not back on the cover after what she just did? Like, you realize what she just did won't be done. Like, the chance of her, if that being duplicated, is like 0.1%. That definitely deserves a Sports Illustrated cover.
Yeah, it's just something I saw, like, because they track's much bigger in in Europe, but there's no reason it shouldn't be here. And if we can get to where they are, I think we can make more money and start paying people more. But that's just that was my biggest takeaway from Commonwealth.
Yeah, because I actually did not see a single race from Commonwealth Games because they couldn't air it over here. I did watch pretty much all of the 20U though, the under 20, and not gonna lie, I actually saw a lot of amazing kids. Believe it or not, a lot of amazing kids. I actually sat there and watched it and was like, let me check this out, see what it is.
Dog, that girl that ran third leg for Jamaica.
So let's talk about that. Based on what you guys saw from the under 20, because you had to see the same thing I saw, is it safe to say that what we're seeing now in track and field from Jamaica is going to continue to happen for some years to come?
Let's specify the Jamaican women.
Okay, yeah. Specify that. Specify. I'm glad you said that, Coach. The Jamaican women. Do you feel as though it is going to continue to be this way? Or do other countries have a chance?
Let me tell you something. And you can say this is a homer thing, whatever. Doesn't matter. Based on what I saw at that meeting, I have to be very mindful by not naming names because of the position that I'm about to be in.
Mm-hmm.
What I saw, if you thought that the crop of women that came through, the Shelly crop that came through is going to be a problem, dude, they had two girls run under 13 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the funny part, the girl who won the hurdles was in Nairobi and ran the 100. So she's a 100 meter hurdler. The younger of the twin ran 10.95. The other girl ran 22.65. You know what I'm saying? And then they ran, I think they finally got the world junior record. They ran 42.5. And if you watch how, and I'm going to use your term, the camaraderie amongst those girls. And I know the twins are going with Coach Frano. And I think the other girls, I think they still babies. I think they're still young. I think one of them's like 15 or 16. The people in the chat, y'all can give me the correct age on all four of those young ladies. They're young, they're hungry, and if they stay on the path, unless CJ, Tiana, Bianca, Allison, Sonya, if they go back into a time machine and come back, it's going to be a fight on their hands, man.
You know, you said something, and I won't Colin in on this because I know he would definitely know. I feel like even if you go back through like the Karan Stewarts and keep going back, I feel like they've been doing this since like 2004, if I'm not mistaken. Like, okay, well, of course we had Carmelita come in and throw some blows, you know, the same way Tyson did. He came in and threw some blows. But I feel like they really been dominating since like 2004. If I'm not mistaken.
You know what? We can go sooner than that. Even though she didn't dominate, Elaine Bailey.
Well, yeah, you know, Elaine Bailey and then Veronica Campbell Brown, like, yeah, because at one point in time, Elaine was like when she came fresh out of college, she was that was back when 11-0, 11-1 was fast, and she was going to give you that.
You know, I think what Merlene Ottey did in 2000 kind of set the Jamaican women back on what they did to Peter Gay Doughty. That set the Jamaican women back. But I think, like you said, when Veronica Campbell burst on the scene, that's when you started seeing it. Then 4 years later, here comes Sharon Simpson. Here comes Karan Stewart. Then here comes this little itty bitty thing called Shelly-Ann Fraser. And then it just started spinning out of control, man. And it's gonna get crazy, man.
Colin, you follow a whole lot of college track and field, especially in America. What's your take on it? Do you feel like USA Sprint on the women's side, I hate to use this, but it's going to be like the Buffalo Bills in football and how you continuously get there but come up short too. I hate to compound to that, but that's.
I don't know if I'm saying USA is going to be the Buffalo Bills, but here I'll make two comparisons for you. First, we'll talk about Jamaica. I think Jamaica back in 2004 was a lot like Alabama football was back in 2007? Because remember, Alabama football sucked into that. People forget
it did. You said, yeah.
Before Nick Saban got there, right? They were awful. That's why Nick Saban, inconsistent. We can call that inconsistent. I'd say awful. You say inconsistent.
I'd say awful too. War Eagle.
So they weren't good. Then Nick Saban goes there, and then they start getting good and getting recruits, and then you get better recruits and better, and it snowballs because once you start getting a little success, then the next person's like, wait a minute, I want to be just like them. And then the next best guy comes there, and then the next guy, until you're winning national championships every year. It's just like this with Jamaican sprinting. Like they're seeing, like Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce when she was younger, we're seeing sprinters like coming up, like, oh, I want to be like her. And then she grows up, and then the next wave, Brown Williams, oh, I see Shelly-Ann, I want to be like her. And then this next, crop, we're seeing, Sharika Jackson, I want to be like them. And then they're going to get older, and then the group of sprinters that are 10 years old right now are eventually going to see them compete and winning golds, and then they're going to. It's just like it snowballs until it's this giant thing, and I think that's what we're seeing with Jamaica. It's like they're becoming Alabama, where they were underdeveloped, and then they start developing, and then now everyone wants to do it, and so you're always going to be good. With the U.S., like, it's tough because there's so many other sports that women can compete in. Like, many of our best track athletes play soccer. Like, I mean, remember, Abby Steiner went to Kentucky for soccer. Like, so many of the best track and field athletes in the U.S. do not run track. Just like same like with basketball. Like, all of our best football players and basketball players are actually probably really good track athletes. But with Jamaica, like, sprinting is like their number one focus on their sport. That's why they're so dominant at it. Where U.S., I don't think we're going to reach where Jamaica is for a while because there's just too much stuff to do.
I'll tell you one thing: the men's 400 meters in Jamaica need to get better.
Yeah, the four can do some improvement.
Because there was a time when Jamaican 400-meter running was the standard. Now all of a sudden,
yeah, there was a time when that 4x4 between America and Jamaica was about to be a 4x4 between America and Jamaica, and everybody else was in the back.
Yeah.
I'm about back. Well, you know what? So let me ask y'all this then, because I got my take on it. 2-part question. 1, is Shelly-Ann having the greatest track season ever?
Yes.
Damn, coach.
Yes, me and Colin already spoke about it.
Can I get to the part 2? Damn. Part 2 then. All right, part 2. Is she the greatest track athlete of all time now?
Okay, the track athlete. That's a different topic. That's Jackie.
Okay. Great. Is she the greatest sprinter of all time?
Colin, you take this one.
Well, so first, I want to go to your first question because you went over that. You're saying, is this the best track season that anyone's ever had?
Yeah.
Like male or female?
Male or female?
I wouldn't say that.
Who would you say
best
then?
Ever? You said both 2009 and Ryan Krauser last year.
No. Well, I'm gonna debate you on the
Ryan Krauser
Usain Bolt one.
Every single record possible.
Hold on, Ryan Krauser. I'm not gonna debate you on that. I said I'm gonna debate you on the same boat. Right? Ryan Krauser, we gonna leave him alone, okay? He over there. Okay, yeah, he over there. We don't talk about him, okay? His name never comes up on any sports show for a reason, okay? He's Thor, all right? You're not allowed to talk about Thor. You cannot bring that card into the game, okay? Usain Bolt, disagree with you, but you can go ahead on your why. But I knew one of y'all was gonna say Bolt, and I completely disagree with you on Bolt.
With that, because he broke all the records, and they're records that we're not gonna see. And I think that his 2009 season is much better than FloJo's 88 season.
Oh, hands down.
It's I think these records are way out of they're way out, just like FloJo's are. But the rest of the season was still there was some good merit to it. And so I'd say his is better just because of the records. I mean, this has been the most incredibly consistent. If you said the best back-to-back years, I would say that for sure. I think her 2020 and 2021 2022 season is the best back-to-back years we've seen in track because her 7-10 sub-10 sevens is incredible, and she's not even done yet. She might end up this year with 10 sub-10 sevens in 2 years. But
it was 5 the other day when you and I spoke, right?
I recorded my podcast at 6, and then I had to do the whole damn thing over again because she did it again. I'd say the best 2 seasons, but if we're going individually, I can't take out what Bolt did in 2009 and what Krauser did last year. But
you can't bring Ryan in here. Now we just told you can use Ryan. Ryan don't count.
The women I give it. I give it to the women.
If we go strictly sprinting, Shelly-Ann Fraser has one of the top 3 sprinting seasons of all times. I don't look at Bolt's 2009 season. I think his 2008 season was better because he broke the record twice. When everybody thought he was a fluke, he broke the record. He broke the record twice, and then somebody who nobody gives credit to, he would say sprinting. This is a sprint. I'm talking about straightaway sprinting, not around the track. Straightaway sprinting. Evans Merritt 2012 season was probably one of the greatest hurdle seasons ever because he didn't run anything over 13 seconds. And he broke the world record, and he won the Olympic gold title. So, but if you want to specify and say gender specific, women, listen, Shelly, every race she's run this year, with the exception of preliminary races, has been under 1070. It's the greatest women's 100-meter season of all time. That's not even up to date.
What about Elaine last year? She does the double. Runs the second fastest time ever. Also runs 10.
You know why?
The first half of the season won't allow her to be in that conversation. Because during the first half of the season, she was hurt. She ran 10.9. That's why you can't put her in that conversation because the first half of the season.
Here's the tiebreaker for Coleman. Here's my tiebreaker. Last year, as dominant as Elaine was, Shelly beat her like 2-3 times last year. She ain't beat Shelly this year. Shelly beating Shelly in the 100 this year. So that's why that's where my tiebreaker comes in. You're not wrong, but if I had to do a tiebreaker, that would be my tiebreaker. That at least Shelly dropped the L. Shelly dropped a couple of L's on her.
But she did the 1 and the 2.
Like that, but the first half of the season, though, that first half of the season still, though. See, if you comparing seasons, Elaine's first half last year compared to Shelly's first half this year, they don't compare. So that's the only reason why. I gotta go on record and give her both of them. She to go to both. Now here's why I say she's had the greatest season ever. Every time she stepped on the track, she's went within the top 5 times, fastest times in history. Literally every time she's touched the track, she's hit one of those. She also won the world championship. She's also undefeated this year. The reason why I give her the greatest season of all time is because it's 2022, right? 2022, right? Mm-hmm. She won her first medal in what year?
Oh, wait.
How many years ago was that?
A lot.
So 16 years ago, 16 years ago, people who were born then can drive cars now. 16 years ago, she won her first medal. And now she's putting together a string of 10 sixes. No, it's the greatest season of all time based on that alone. Like, you hitting this now? Nobody's ever been able to do this. Nobody has ever been able to do this. And what I mean by this is be in the sport for this long, run this fast for this long, and then hit a season like this. That's the greatest of all time. Now, what I mean by greatest of all time athlete, the reason why I give it to her over Bolt is because of that. Right there. I know Bolt got the records. And those records are damn hard to touch. They are very hard to touch. They're very hard to touch. But when I'm looking at both of their resumes together, that's what holding both up. The records. Medals, they don't compare to each other. They literally don't. Longevity, career, they don't compare to each other. The only thing that she has not done that Bolt did, which is break the world record. Now, granted, that's still amazing. That's amazing. And then he went 9.5, and he did it 3-4 times. But when I compare them next to each other, and then what she's doing now, no. This season alone for me did it. Like before then, it was Bolt. It was Bolt. You can't argue me with Bolt. The season that she having now, yeah, I gotta say you're the greatest of all time. I have to give you that because I'm not just the person to say if you break the world record, that makes you the greatest of all time. Not really. Like no, because guess how many people have done that? So
right,
it's her career now, and doing this at this age in the game, this age, like. Again, if we respectfully compare her to Bolt, when Bolt came in, she was already winning. So it was like, come on, get you a little taste, and now you gone, but I'm still here. Literally, it's like I was winning before you got here. I was winning while you were here, and I'm winning after you're gone. If we just going boom for boom, it's like, ooh, bro, only thing you got on her, you got them records. And if she come, if she, you better not let her break it. That's all you can say. You better not let her touch it.
And if you want to be technical, her first international race was in Japan, Osaka. She was in Osaka. So, and that was 07. If you really want to be technical. She was in Osaka. She ran in Osaka. And the way she's churning out these 10 sixes, dog, she runs 10:48, I wouldn't be surprised. Right.
48?
Right. We've seen what happens when people say a certain number, and all of a sudden they get the Zurich, they get the Brussels.
You 100% correct about the 48 though. 1,000% correct. And the reason why I say you 1,000% correct is because of the track meet today. The track meet today alone said it to me because you guys saw the, you watched it, or if you didn't, you saw the results. Everybody kind of ran what they should have ran at that track meet. Like, man, I'm tired, my legs, the track kind of fast. They ran normal times. She went 10.6 when everybody else was going normal times. Oh. She went 10.6 on the same day that Knighton ran 98 to win it. Marv won with 9.97. Trayvon went 10.0. On this same day that these superstars did these numbers, you went 67 again.
48 hours in between this race.
She's rewriting the record books, like longevity. So it's in my episode tomorrow. So if you want to get the full extended thing, you can watch that. But I created a graph on so there's a couple points. I created a graph on all of the men and all of the women, or not all of them, but many of the notable men and women in sprinting. So it was on the women's side, I did Carmelita Jeter, Veronica Campbell-Brown, and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. And then for the men, I did Tyson Gay, Usain Bolt, and Carl Lewis. So like 3 notable athletes that outside of Usain Bolt competed into their late 30s. And what you notice is all these athletes run their fastest outside of Shelly-Ann, run their fastest by like 28 at the most. Like that's where they're running their fastest at the most. And then after that, once you see the 30s, the graph starts going up and they start running slower because that's what humans do. When you reach 30, your body's not supposed to be running fast anymore. But when you look at Shelly-Ann's graph, not only does her graph not go up, it starts and not leveling out, it starts going down. Like she is running faster at an age where you should be running, like she should be running like 11.1 right now. Like if you look at what other like great sprinters did that ran like in her kind of ballpark, she should be running 11.1. Like, but she's not. Like her body isn't breaking. Like she's doing something that we haven't seen before, and it's like it makes no sense. Like there's only 3 sprinters in the entire world that are in the top 10 list that are in their 30s when they did it. On the women, it's her and Adi, and then on the men, it's Gatlin. They're the only 3 that were in their 30s that are in the top 10 list when they did it. And so it's just like she's doing stuff that we do not see, and it's crazy.
Bolt did retire
what you're going. Go ahead, Coach.
Bolt did retire before he turned 30, didn't he?
Well, yeah, he retired at 31.
Okay.
I'm gonna look something up real fast because here's what I'd say. Okay, here's what I'd say. When I'm watching her and when I've watched her develop, and when I pay attention to how she runs, I pay attention to her resume. In reality, you would probably have to also compare, Colin, all of those athletes' seasons versus her seasons. If you think about it over the years, Shelly-Ann really only gonna run like 3 times. Like, I mean, I'm not hitting the number, but I'm pretty sure it was like a single-digit number. Like, she don't do a lot of runs. I can remember one year it was like she only did like 1 track meet, and then she did Jamaican trials, and then got to like the Olympics, the World, something like that. And it was her 3rd track meet when she got there. So I think the reason why she's able to do it is because she's probably the first athlete to actually preserve their body and not run. Like I probably want to do the research on it, and anybody else can too, but I would like to see the amount of races she's ran versus like one of those athletes, like to see what the number is, because I just don't think that she ever really burned her body out. And because she never burned her body out and she's always been so technically sound, she's never really got an injury. So if you think about it, like she's the person who doesn't actually run track. She works out every year consistently of her life. She eats right. She does everything right. And it just so happens I go run track sometimes. I think it's closer to that, which is why she's still able to do it, because long as you take care of your body will take care of you. she done pretty much took care of that thing. Like,
and you also got to remember, this is something that a lot of coaches mess up on. And Ray, you will co-sign this. A lot of people don't understand the importance of training age.
mm-hmm.
That's why she's not racing a lot. She knows she's 35. She can't be out there running 14 races a year.
Mm-hmm.
She understands that her body's not going to recover the same. And so for her to go into the World Championships with only 3 races under her belt, that was smart. I mean, the minute she opened up in Nairobi with 10.6, it was like, okay, everything we've been doing has been working. We don't got a race. We know where we at. We'll go run another race. We run 10.6 again. Then she ran 2 rounds of the 100, ran 10.70 to let everybody know, oh, I'm still the one to win. But she only ran into the semis, and she went and she ran the 200 for training purposes, and she made the team. And she conserved the body. I know she had stated that her under 200 is finished moving forward because, like I said, it comes down to training age. Her training age is up there, and so shout out to her coach who understands that you can't train a 36-year-old like a 26-year-old, and we have to give her coach credit. We have to give them credit, and we got to respect that. And I think Shelly will probably. I don't think she's going to pull a Merlene Adi, but I think she's going to. I think after Paris she's done. I think she's going to go after Paris. I think after Paris she's going to be done because she's going to solidify her status as the greatest. Which already is. She's going to solidify the greatest of all time when she pulls this 100 over. But we all know Elaine shows up Olympic time, so it's going to be a battle. So and that's what we need.
Yeah, I'd say like that's a big thing. Like the amount of like just training and everything you put on your legs is huge. I mean, look at athletes in other sports that have, started to load manage. I mean, LeBron James and Tom Brady, they spend millions of dollars every year to make sure their body's right. And that's why they're able to compete into like their late 30s and 40s because they spend that money on it. And they, they're strategic with what they're doing, especially recently with LeBron. It's like, look, I ain't competing in these dumb games, man. Like if the game don't matter, I ain't competing. Like call me when the game matters, because that's when I'm going to be competing. Like that, we're starting to see that, and I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing athletes that are going to be able to be in the top 10 list in their 40s. Like, because remember, if Justin Gatlin won 2019, he would have competed this year, and he would have been 40s running sub 10. Like because he was 39 years old running a 9.98. He would have been able to do that one more year. And so it's like we're going to see athletes be able to extend their career, like especially ones that are going pro really early. Because Arian Knighton, he ran 5 races this year versus an athlete that is his same age that's in college versus let's take a look at Trey Cunningham. He ran 30 races. Abby Steiner ran 56 races.
That's crazy.
Arian Knighton, who's 18, he's running 7 races. It's like you're not running as much. So when you're in your late 30s, you're going to be still at a much better training, thing because you don't have all those races on your legs. So,
and I think you just said something that also makes sense. When you add this into the pot, she never went to like a college either. She never went to like an American college to do that. What you just said, to run on 50, 60 races. She's never had any of that on her legs. So I think that alone also was like one of the reasons why. And I'm going to throw this out there because you always going to have those naysayers and stuff like that or whatever. I think one of the reasons why, and I'm going to tread on water, but I can say it because it's true, all right? Because people have failed drug tests in the past. I think it's because we're actually have hit that age of a cleaner sport. And what I mean, because we hit that age of a cleaner sport, things are being done that should naturally be done. It's like, no, she should be running this fast now. Why? Because she's learned so much now about the game, just like Tom Brady and everybody else. When you're taking out an extra stuff, it speeds your window up. It really does. So I think what we're seeing now is finally like an age to where it's like, actually, no, this should be happening. Why? Y'all are still young in the sport to Shelly-Ann. And I'm talking about the people she's racing. These girls just started. They're like rookies. So the mistakes that they're making, she's not making, okay? When she gets in the blocks, she knows what to do. Her race is going to be perfect. You get, the female she's racing now, you'll have, the MJs and you'll have the you know, the what's her name? Abby. You have those females that she's racing that still make mistakes that we can see. It's like, oh man, she didn't get out good. Or oh man, her arm, or oh man, she looked tired. She's racing nothing but that, and she's perfect. So it's like, no, I have no stress, I have no worries. All I do is take care of my child, I do my business, and I take care of my body.
Look at the athletes that have extended their career, a long period of time. Not many of them went to college.
Nah, not at all.
Allison Felix didn't go to college.
Mm-hmm.
Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, no college, or NCAA system, I should say. No NCAA system. Elaine Thompson-Herah is looking like she'll be able to extend her career pretty long.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of these athletes that we know didn't do, an exception Gatlin, who did go to college, and but many of them.
Well, but in Gat's case, though, we can't deny the fact that he did have 2 careers. He got to sit down and rest. Yeah, when he got suspended. So I think that alone helped him out to have a long career as well.
Yeah, but y'all do know Jamaica has a collegiate, got their own version of an NCAA system in the country, right?
I did not know that at all. Had no clue.
Oh, sorry. I said that the Jamaica has a collegiate system as well. I looked it up a couple of years ago. They have actually, like, all those schools that come up to Penn, UTech, the other schools, they have a whole collegiate system. They run it like they run like 2 months and they always run it. 2-3 months and they always run it. Elaine ran for UTech. Safa ran for UTech. Shelly ran for UTech. They were all at Penn in UTech uniforms. So the year Elaine got second in the 200, remember, she was still running the collegiate kit. If you watch her races after the World Championships and before, she was still running her UTech kit. So she actually ran a collegiate season down in Jamaica. Is
it like the same as
they have a championships.
Not the same as you're not running
55 volume wise. Yeah. I think what Colin's trying to say, they don't have the same volume as we do in America, though, even though they have it.
No, not the same volume, but they got their little system down there.
Yeah. So while we on that, my boy, Ocean's 12, Ocean's did not become 13. Do y'all feel like this season, and no pun intended, do y'all feel like this season hurt him and hurt his resume as being one of the top sprinters?
Yes.
Do you feel like this season hurt his resume?
Yes, because Ray, you said it best. There's a fear factor that goes in. Let's talk about something. Let's keep it 100 right now, because that's what we do on Ray's Take.
We always keep it 100.
We keep it 100 here. You knew when Bolt walked into the building, you were scared.
As hell.
Okay. You knew
everybody else on that day.
I'm trying to tell
you. You knew if this was the Diamond League meet and a sophomore was in that 100. You knew the force that he created and the power that he developed and everything. You was frightened. You knew one
just
thing.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
And you know if you had to run against 19.5 Tyson.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah. When Tyson come off the band and you have no chance in hell to keep up with him.
That's when you just stay looking over and seeing what Mike at, and me and Mike racing. But yeah, keep going.
Right. I love Marcel Jacobs, but he doesn't. He people fear Fred Curley more than they fear him. They don't fear.
It's funny you asked that, because we're gonna get into something else later on in the show about that. But yeah, go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, and I think once you lose that armor of invincibility and that cloud of fear that walks into the building with you, everyone's gonna think they could beat you. And one thing that Coach Glantz told me when I was working at Alabama, once you let somebody
shout out to Coach Glantz.
Yeah, once you let somebody beat you once, they're gonna think they're gonna beat you every time. Now you have to do something so crazy to solidify your position that I'm the big dog. That they know every time they got to bring their lunch pail against you. So I think him pulling out the meets and him getting hurt and everything. He should have just not. I think had he not said anything to him, I'm coming to this meet, this and the third. Okay, well, I'm beat up, I'm battered. I think him going to World Championships put it cracked open his armor, and everyone's like, okay, we look in your chest, you ain't got no heart. That's how I think people took it.
Colin, what you think? Do you think this hurt his resume and his stardom as top sprinter?
See, it's tough to say. Like, I think of Marcel Jacobs today the same way I think I thought of him right after the Olympics. I mean, I honestly, my opinion of him hasn't changed too much. I thought in the Olympics, I'm like, look, you were not the favorite. I still don't see you as like the number one. Like I still, after the Olympics, if I came out with I think I did come out with my, like, who I predicted was going to be in the top 3 for World Championships. I still didn't pick him to be in the top 3. It's like, I never believed, like, he didn't do enough for me to believe in him. Like, I just didn't. And maybe it was rightfully so, or maybe it was wrongfully so, like, because, you know, who can foresee these types of injuries? But for me, it's like, I see him the same way I did before, which was like average. I still would not consider him a favorite. I think right now he's in the same tier as a Christian Coleman, where it's like you're in that second tier of athletes right now, and I'm sure we can talk about Coleman later. But it's like I just don't see him. I wasn't extraordinarily impressed, and I'm not. You know, it doesn't change much of me. It's like we haven't seen you run, and I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts on it.
I think I put as of right now until he proves differently, and I can say that because I can assume that his season's over. I rank his Olympic win similar to the 76 win of Hasely Crawford. When Coach Glantz was the favorite to win the 100 his freshman year at Auburn, when he was the favorite to win the 100, and Hasely Crawford won out of lane 1, and then after that it was like you didn't hear nothing else from him. You know, and that's no disrespect to the great Hasely Crawford of Trinidad and Tobago, but he's up there like that, man. It's kind of like Katrin Kraver of Russia, who I think she's Russia or Germany. When she won the 91 World Championship, this me being the history buff now, this is my strong side. Or the Greek dude that almost got stoned to death in his own country back in 2004 when he was the defending Olympic champion from 2000. You know, so, you know, one hit wonder, man, as of right now, until he proves otherwise. I mean, his indoor exploits is something to behold. I mean, we give him credit for that. But at the end of the day, man, there's no gold medals. There's no gold Olympic medals in the indoor 60. And he has to line up, and now he got to beat Fred, who Fred don't fear him because he did nothing. He didn't spank Fred bad enough for Fred to be like, oh, wow, okay, now I got to really bring my hard hat against him. He let Fred believe that he could beat him, and I think if he lined up against Fred, when you go back and you go replay the season, I think if he would have lined up against Fred would have got him. I think Fred would have.
He was supposed to line up against him 5 times this year, and he didn't once.
Yeah.
So I think Fred's got the edge on it, the mental edge on him right now.
And let's be clear. Marcel Jacobs watched his show, so I know he's hearing everything.
Oh yeah, shout out to Ocean 12. Shout out to all track and field. Right? They know it's just like first date. You might get talked good about, you might get talked bad about, whatever. Just watch the show. We love y'all though. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't feel like, this is me personally, I don't feel like it hurt him at all. Okay. Now, the reason why I don't is because he's so fresh. All right. What I mean by so fresh is even when I look at his progression, which is kind of crazy. I'm gonna throw this out there just for the heck of it, but Ray Edwards ain't never went 11 seconds ever in my life. Never. Ray Edwards went 10-5 in high school, 10-3. When dated in high school. How the hell this man went from 11-19 to Olympic gold medal? I gotta talk to my trainers or somebody, cause like damn, like how damn. Cause I mean I've never really like looked at his like stats till now. I'm like, bro, what the hell? 11-19? That means anything's possible. Like, you know, If you're an 11-1 sprinter and you don't want Olympic Games, I ain't down you no more. When you look at it, he got 11-1 was his personal best in 2011. He went 10-6 and 12, 11-1 and 13, 10-5 and 14, 10-2 and 16, 10-8 and 17, and then 10-08 and 18. And then in 19, he went 0-3. And then in 20, he went 10-10, 21-980, 2022, 10-04. The 10-04 is what's doing it for me, people, because the 10-04, arguably he did hurt. He ran that hurt. Like, we all know it. Like, he's been hurt all season long. He tried to run when the season started, couldn't. 10-04, we all watched that. You know, he wasn't strong. At Worlds, he looked like in the rounds he was hurt for real, but he was still able to be in it, even hurt. He did win indoor Worlds this year. He did win it. Like, he did win it. Like, I mean, it ain't like he got there and got second or third. Like, he went from winning Olympic Games to winning indoor.
Right.
So I think based on winning indoor and based on, bro, I went 10-04 still, and I was hurt this year, and I had to pull out the World Championships. And if you watch the World Championships, I was in it, like not in it to win it, but I didn't have to pull out. But y'all can see me limping. I'm gonna say that I don't think it hurt him because of those reasons, because we could evidently see what was going on. We could evidently see, okay, maybe you are hurt. So I think we got to look at him the same. I can't say this, but in order to say it, I'm going to say it to make it make sense, but I'm not putting him on this level. You kind of got to look at him like KD when KD hurt his Achilles. It's like, shit, or even Clay. You know, when Clay got hurt, it's like, all right, well, give him the benefit of the doubt because before he got hurt, he was dominating. KD was dominating before the Achilles went out. Clay was dominating before the knee went out. I hate to use them as comparisons, but that's the best I can get to with using him. So it's like, because he ain't really had no season after that, I can't write him off yet. I can't. Like, I got to see you healthy, running healthy before I completely write you off because you haven't gave us anything since your victory. So I'm not writing him off. I'm just saying he under even more pressure. I think he's under more pressure now than he was even after last year. Now it's, okay, you won, and then you got hurt, okay? So now it's like, when you do come back, your career is is literally on a make or break. If you lose, it's over with. Done. Because you ain't going to put no fear in nobody's heart. It's over with now. You come back healthy, you better come back healthy and drop some. You better come out like Johan when he was hitting 9-6s. If you don't come out like that, it's over with. So I think he got that sword now. So it's like, you better got doggone come out next year. Like, I was real injured, y'all. I'm really that person who called out Fred Curley, was like, I see you at World Champs, and then he wasn't ready to perform. That's just me. I just think that he may come back next year and be a force. Possibly.
It's tough because we don't have like an IR in track where like, hey, if you play football and you're not going to be playing next day, you know, are you going to be put on the IR? Like, yo, if you're pulling at him, like if it would be interesting if there was a thing like in track where, hey, if you were supposed to run a meet and you do not run it, like you were on the start list and everything, you got to we have to know your reason why you're not doing it. Like, yo, are you injured? Like, hey, look, yeah, I have a hamstring injury. I'm going to be out for 3 weeks. Or like, hey, like I got, you know, whatever it is. Like how you have to have for the national championships. Like if you're someone that has a bye, you have to let them know why you're not competing.
AK Clips, I appreciate that.
Yeah, so it's like, it's interesting. Like there's not enough money in this to be able to have that type of thing. There's no union or anything, but it would be interesting. Like so that's why it's tough because then you just have to go off of their word, or you have to go off of the performance you're seeing. Like, oh, he looks like he's injured. He hasn't like officially said like I am injured. Ever has he? Did I miss a part where he or Andre DeGrasse officially came out and made a statement saying they're injured?
I know Andre did. I feel like Marcel said something when he was pulling out, though, didn't he? He made a statement when he pulled out.
Yeah, he
Maybe
did.
okay, so that's at the very end type of
Yeah.
No,
Before that, he didn't,
No, he did it. He did it before Rome. He did it before the Rome meet as well. So yeah,
in other words, the point is that normally that doesn't happen. Like normally athletes, if they get hurt, it'll be like, hey, I'm just out of this race. You just don't see them at the line. And you're like, where were they? And then at the end of the season, they'll say, hey, by the way, I was going through this injury. So it's like it makes it tough, like to know what's really happening because we don't hear it.
I wonder why athletes try and never mind. I know the answer to that. Anyway, okay, so staying in the man's 100 though. Trayvon, my brother, and Marv, my other brother. For some reason, coach don't think Marv as good as he is, but whatever.
Marv's my guy, man. I like Marv. That's my guy.
So it was very interesting today because I was waiting to see what was going to happen in that 100 today in Hungary based on what happened, in Poland. So Bromell lost today to Marv.
Yeah.
The last time they raced, though, Marv won. Bromell won. The time before that, which was USA's, Marv won.
Well, World Championships.
I mean,
Marv won.
Yeah, World Championships, Marv won. USA's, Marv won. Before that, Trayvon won. Do y'all think they got like an in-camp rivalry going on against each other to where they really going back and forth against each other? Because to me, not saying that they've said any of this, and without even being said that they did, if it's true, that's what it looked like. It looked like they going blow for blow inside the camp. It don't look like back in the day when it was, Maurice like, all right, Maurice gonna always win. I'm always get second. We gonna Ricky Bobby this thing. It don't look like they doing Talladega Nights at all. It don't. And then today, shout out to Trayvon because I know that he watching and Mar too. Today it looked like Trey kind of had some bumbling and stumbling. If y'all saw, I don't know if y'all watched the 100 day, but like he had some bumbling and stumbling at like 80 meters. And then Marv just was like, I'm gonna hold it together today. Me looking at that, and again, I'm waiting for my phone to ring. Trayvon text me because I'm really curious. It just seemed like they racing each other now. And that's kind of why Trayvon kind of fell apart today. And why the other day, Marv couldn't catch him because he was out. What are y'all taking from them two in this back and forth rivalry that I'm definitely looking at? Like, y'all going back and forth.
Well, I think, and this is my assumption, I think there's something going on with Trayvon that's got him going a little bit inconsistent. Because he was very consistent last year, but this year he's kind of like, so something must be happening with him. I think it's pretty dope that they got the little rivalry. I know they all want a piece of the grass because they got to hear about that 4x1, but it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Are they running in Monaco? They're in Monaco.
Yeah, they both in Monaco too. They got to ride this thing all the way out to Diamond League finals against each other.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, man.
So who wins Diamond League finals then between them two? I just put that up right now. Like,
okay, let me ask you.
Who gets the best of the season between them two?
I think Trayvon tends to run faster towards the end of the year.
So you think he gets the best of the season?
Yeah, I think he's gonna pull out the last 2 weeks. I think he's gonna pull out the win the last 2 weeks. What time of the finals? Brussels?
Zurich this year, I think. And in Zurich?
Okay.
Not sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Zurich.
Okay.
Okay. And they ain't got September Zurich. Colin, what you thinking?
Okay.
Who's the better of the two brothers? The sibling rivalry we're watching. Right now, I'm talking about right now. Like, what are you seeing? Because they both going back and forth.
I didn't take anything from these past two meets, to be honest with you. Like, they did exactly what I expected them to do, which was go 1-2. Like, right now, like, I don't think any of you. I don't really have an argument for this season why either of them are better than each other. Like, in my mind,
I like that. I like that answer. I like that
they're
answer.
interchangeable right now. Like, they've beaten each other. Like, I think it's the exact same amount of times. Again, let me see. 2022. Bracey has won 1, 2, 3 times, and Bromell has won 1, 2, has won 1, 2 times. So it's 2 and 3, pretty much. And one of those times that Bracey won was a prelim. So it's really like they're pretty much the same. All right. So it's like they're running like the same times. So I don't like they're both people that can win a world championship, can win a world title. And I don't see either of them really slipping out of the top 3. Like I didn't get much from it because it's like you did what you're supposed to do. You're both supposed to go 1-2. Now, if one of them came in 4th or let anyone beat them, like then I would be like, oh, maybe I'm a little nervous. But like, no, well, good. You guys did. You went to a track meet. There were a few names there, and you beat all the names, and now you're on to the next one. Like, okay, you did what you're supposed to do. Like, so I'm not. I think they're equal, and they're nothing. We didn't learn anything new out of these two meets. They were slow because of
both the meets were slow.
We learned nothing from this, in my opinion.
Who wins Monaco then?
Who's in the
They're running the one, right?
No, I'm talking about between them two. We're gonna talk about the whole Monaco field, but who wins between them two?
So what?
I got Trayvon winning, beating him.
One thing, what was interesting was in the last diamond. So in Poland, I don't know if it's true. I'm just going off of what the announcer said. He said that they were supposed to be next to each other in the lanes,
but they asked to be separated.
To have Coleman in between. So I think that's really interesting. Like that, these guys like requested to not be next to each other in the lanes. I wonder like what would have been different if we see. So I think that shows that there's obviously some training rivalry there. Like because that you wouldn't make.
Yeah, would you bringing that part up? You know, that reminded me that was said. So there could be just a little slight bit of, training rivalry there, which again there's nothing wrong with that at all, people. Like ain't nothing wrong with that. If you don't have that, then you don't have the 2 top sprinters in the world. Nah, that's supposed to be going on.
Like they both want to beat Coleman too. Like remember back in Milrose games when Coleman won and he turns around and he waves at him?
Yeah.
I beat y'all?
Yeah, that's been on their mind all season long. I know that was a thing.
So it's like, hey, look, let's put that guy right in between us. Let's beat him.
Yeah, that. Well, that should have been. Grant should have put karma on that at the World Championships. Then you want to talk about karma? That's karma right there for you. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. I think at this next one in Monaco, you know what? Shoot, I'll be honest with you. I got to go with coach on this one. Marv, I love your brother, but I don't think you're going to pull it off. I think when they get the Monaco, Trayvon I think he's going to put it back together again. Mm-hmm. And I think Monaco will be Trayvon. I truly think that Monaco will be his. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be a damn good race. And we're going to get that. But, yeah, I think Trayvon bounces back in Monaco. Yeah, if Trayvon bounces back in Monaco, all that does is just make the season, the second half, better. Because it's like, okay, well, we got some entertainment. These two going back and forth. Because ain't no entertainment on the female side because ain't no back and forth. Like, she going 1, 2, 3. So, at least, on this side, oh, wait, there is no 100 meter in Monaco. Yeah, that's right. There's no 100 meter in Monaco.
Yeah, I don't think they're in the 200 either. Because there'll be a lot of racing. That would be 3 100s in 4 days. Okay. Yeah.
Monaco's the 200, I think. Budapest is the 100. I think Budapest is the
So they won't line up again until they won't race each other again until Diamond League Finals? That would be dope if they did it. I can tell you that now. That would be dope.
They go back home, get ready, then boom.
What? Let's settle this thing. Like, let's settle it once and for all. Man, like, yeah, I don't think they race no more. If they do, I think the promoters need to pay them next time. If they race again from at this point, man, y'all, me promoter got to pay for that because they going back and forth 2 minutes. Matter of fact, that's why I love race tape. I just got it. See y'all in Zurich. The answer is they not facing off till Diamond League Finals.
Diamond League, that's just one heat. That's one heat, right?
That's it. That's who want it. Who want it? We going for the bag. It's $30,000 in this line. Who want it? Yeah, that's gonna be a damn good race. That's gonna be Well, so there y'all have it, y'all. Diamond League Finals.
You at Diamond League Final, they should have just instead of handing out flowers, just have a big giant bag of money.
That's it.
Hand it to them. Just like imagine they give a giant like potato bag and has some dollar sign on it. They just hand it to you. You gotta do your lap with it on your shoulder, just running around. That's what they
like DuckTale days. Like I got the screws been man. That would be dope. I'd rather see that than the little check that they get. Yeah. I definitely rather see that. So they won't run to Zurich. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I'm not gonna change my pick. I'm gonna stay with Trayvon. Mom, I know you're watching. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm staying with Trayvon. I think Marv does better after he's been slapped. He want those type of people to where like after he cool till you say something to him, and then now he finna go off. I feel like that what happened today. I feel like today was like he got slapped, and so he went off. I think he might be on his high come Diamond League Final, and hi y'all. Trey might catch him. I'll put it out there. I'm just saying like that. Like I know both are watching, but I'm just saying. That's what I see. Yeah, Trey might catch him. So who went Monaco anyway? Let me look at Monaco. So what's going on 200?
I have it if you want me to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the 200, and it's really filthy. So we got Aaron Brown, Michael Norman, Kenny Bednarik, both of the Lyles.
Wait. I don't think Kenny gonna be in there after what I saw today.
What?
I don't think Kenny gonna be in there after what I saw today. Kenny pulled up at like 105 meters today.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I was.
Yeah. So I don't think he's gonna be in it.
So whoever might be taking Kenny Bednarik's spot. Both the Lyles. Joseph Fambule, Joe Fon. Alexander Ogandu, the guy from Dominican Republic that got the DR national record at Worlds, and Aaron Knight. So the big hitters, in my opinion, then are Knighton, Lyles, Norman, Fambule. Those are your big guys that you should probably be looking out for.
They got Elaine Thompson up yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Lane assignments are going to definitely tell. Even without the lane assignments, I'm going with Noah for the victory because Noah's going to get whatever lane he asked for. Monaco is a beautiful track to run the 200-meter dash on. A beautiful track. We've seen monstrous times from Monaco. We've seen that 19.2 in Monaco and the 19.5 in Monaco. We've seen Justin hit 19.5, 19.6 out lane 7 in Monaco. That's a damn good lineup, and I think Noah will take advantage of that lineup, and he's gonna ask for it to be set certain ways, because he has that privilege now. Like I'm the American record holder. I'm Noah Lyles. He has that privilege to say, I want the race set up this way. So can I jump out there? Can I jump out there? Because Noah ain't ran since USA's right.
No, Noah ain't ran since Worlds.
I mean, I keep saying USA's is Worlds because the damn bitch got
Yeah.
Can we jump out there and say 19.2 at Monaco for him?
19.2.
So I did get to talk to him like on an Instagram live recently, and he said He's looking to be dropping some crazy times and be on world record watch. That's what he said, the remainder of this year. So he is not looking to coast the remainder of the season. He's not looking to just collect a check. He's looking to drop something crazy. Now, that's an athlete, that's an athlete. So, take it with what as an athlete's saying, but he didn't have to. He didn't have to say a world record. He could have easily just said, yeah, we're looking to, finish the season up. We've had a really great year. We're looking to do something good. But that's what he was saying. So I gotta give it to him, man.
Hold on, though, Colin. Hold on. Noah, how many times you didn't race this year? I think Noah might be on that side of that same. Rest myself. I ain't ran a lot races. So
Noah Lyles.
He ran two indoor meets, right?
So he ran 1, 2, 3 meets indoors.
Okay.
And then he ran 1, 2,
New York.
4 100s.
Okay.
And then
That's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 200s.
So he's ran 9 races since from March till today.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't count the rounds.
Yeah, I was just counting races.
Yeah. I think
like nine competitions.
Based on that, what you saying, I feel like he might can hit it because it's Monaco. I'm looking at the 19.3 in my head again, and I'm like, okay, so when he went 19.3, in order to go 19.2, what would he have had to fix? Did he do a perfect race? No, he didn't do a perfect race. In my eyes, he went 19.3, rigging 15 meters out. He didn't go through the line. He didn't go through the line full speed. And let me say it right. When I mean rigging, because you're gonna break, you're gonna break. But rigging to me is like here, like you start, you don't remain smooth through the line.
I think. Okay. I already know the people in the chat going crazy right now.
I think he can get 20. I think he can get the 2.
I'll give him 2. He ain't running 19.1.
No, I'm not giving him 1.
If Noah decides, but let me tell you where I'll give Fairfield at. If Noah decides to jump in 100 before he decides to really drop the bomb in another 200, and this food goes under 980. Yeah.
When he runs 9.7, he'll break 200 meter world record. Is basically what you're saying.
He will come dangerously close. I'll give him 1921.
I don't know, like the reason I'm thinking he's going to drop something. What?
I got too much respect for 1919, bro. Like Ray, he was in the building.
Yeah, no, I'm not giving that 1919 up at all. I don't care who you are. I give it to you.
Ray, you was in Berlin.
I give you 9.5 before I give you 19 on any day. Nah, not doing it. Not doing it.
Go ahead, Colin.
I'm thinking because I'm looking at him like what he's been on in the world, and just like he's been on something else. He's like, yo, my energy and like the confidence that this man has had. When's the last time we saw an athlete have confidence like this? Oh, Usain Bolt. Like he's the last athlete to be. He's Euro stepping after races, ripping his uniform off like he's the damn Carson Warhol. Like this dude's confidence is through the roof, and we know how much of this track stuff is mental. Like he is in the right mental spot. Like he has all of the things going for him right now to be able to drop something crazy. Mentally, he's locked in, and he has the most confidence he's ever had. He's coming off of a massive PR, and he's got the best field to do it with everybody that is a 19.49, is a top 5 person all time. You have the world champion in the 400 that's here, so you know he's going to be with Shelly. Like we've got everything that it's priming up to be something good.
Michael Norman's in that 200?
Michael Norman's in the 200. Arian Knighton's in the 200.
Yes.
Like he's got a great starter and a great finisher. You give this man lane 5 and he's gone.
And that's why I keep saying he gonna ask for the lane he won't. That's why I'm like 19-2 is possible because he's not gonna want to be in that race. You just named a lot of people in Monaco that can give you a 19.5. He's not going. The Noah that we've been seeing, this Noah is all about showcasing nobody can touch me. That's what I keep seeing when he's racing. He's not trying to be in any race. So if you know the rest of the field is going to be that field, you're going to have to hit that 3-2 again to put the meters you want to put on the field on that field. Now, I'm going to give Coach the float, but one of our good old-fashioned correspondent track people who at the top of the list out there who just be running, he feels like it's going to be Lausanne. He say, Noah going to lower his PB at Lausanne. He went 1950 there in 2019 into a headwind. So he feels like Noah going to do it in Lausanne.
Listen.
I need to hear what Coach got to say on that. With that
no, I'm bugging off the fact that Michael Norman. Okay, now the complexion of
shout out Trayvon Bromell.
The complexion of this race changes. I don't think he's going to break the world record, but he's going to run like 19.4, 19.3 again. Noah Lyles.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. Michael Norman.
I can't hear you too well.
I'm sorry. Michael Norman is going to push him. Listen, there's nobody out there that can run with them for at least the first 160 meters other than Michael Norman if you watch all their races. He's been the only one. Him, like Fred Curley can't run with Noah Lyles in the 200. He's proven that. And that's no shade to Fred Curley. He's just proven it. You know, Michael Norman is his greatest adversary in the 200. I'm sorry, Arian Knighton is 2 years removed from puberty before he could start competing with this guy. Okay, he got to grow a beard, and once he sees the beard come in, then all of a sudden, okay, he could be able to run with him. Okay, I'm just being honest. He ain't got a beard. I can't trust nobody who ain't got a beard. Okay, who ain't got no stubble through here, no nothing. At least I got stubble through here. He ain't got nothing. He's still smooth faced. He ain't even got a mustache yet. So he's out of it. Michael Norman's gonna run something stupid. He's gonna push Noah Lyles to do something that Noah Lyles probably wasn't ready to do at that moment. It's gonna be a great race. It's gonna be between them two, and I guarantee you, Norman is gonna be behind them. So Noah's gonna come off the curve before him, like he's done every meet they ran, and Noah Lyles gonna have to dig deep and go get him. It's gonna be one hell of a race. It's gonna be a great. But I got Noah Lyles winning it still. So
how many people are gonna run sub 19.5?
Probably. So here's
I'm going with two.
Two?
I go two.
I'm going with two of them. I'm going to top two places.
Well, you said sub 19.5.
I'm going with.
You got to run 19.49.
I'm going with top two people going.
I go one. I go Noah Lyles, and then I go Michael Norman runs. Michael Norman's PB is 1970, right? His PB is 1970. I think he'll go 19.6. I think you probably see 4 guys run under 20 seconds. I don't think it's gonna be a whole bunch of people, but Arian's gonna go under 20. Arian can't do nothing but run 19 seconds. Like, have you seen him run a 20-second race yet?
Yeah, but based on today, I don't think his body gonna drop that much. So here's what our correspondent, superstar track person said, which makes perfect sense. At Worlds, he went 10:15 on the curve, and he went 9:15 on the straightaway.
Yeah.
If he just hit the curve faster, which you possibly can do in Monaco, and just go 10:11, there it is right there. So he really ain't got much to do, but just tighten up the start and do what he just did. And he could go back out there and go 19.2. It ain't far. 19.2 is not far for him to hit at all. It's not. And we also got to put this into the account. He went 19.3 after doing 2 rounds. Now the rounds might not have been fast, but it's still 2 rounds. Then you went 19-3. So you got to play with the notion of, okay, so if we don't give you 2 rounds and you're just a little bit fresher, you don't go 19-2 now?
I'm hoping that the weather looks, because as of right now, it's saying that it's looking like it's going to be raining from 11 to 3. And it's going to be a wind from what it looks like. As of right now, there's an 8-mile-an-hour wind. So it's looking like it's going to be not the best. I'm hoping. I don't know what time this meet is. I don't know what time the 200 starts. But
usually at night.
Yeah.
It's the evening?
Yeah, it's the evening meet.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
At night.
That's good. Then the weather should be good. It's saying it's 80. It'll be like 80 degrees and looking good. So it'll be fine then if it's in the evening. So that's good.
Ah, okay. Yeah, they're gonna have some decent weather. Let me ask y'all this: what's the possibility of Michael Norman winning and beating Noah?
1%. Like it wouldn't be.
When the stat guy say 1%, you know he can't win.
Noah Lyles has to beat himself. Like he has to mess
Good
up.
Good answer.
Because if Lyles is performing at his very best right now, we would have to see a guy drop by half a second in the 200. PR by half a second in the 200 in an off race for him to win. That's asking a lot.
It is.
I don't see it happening.
Coach, could you see that possibly happening?
Say that one. Sorry, I was responding to text.
Could you see Michael Norman possibly winning?
Yeah. Yes.
Colin says he only has a 1% chance of winning.
Yeah.
That's a little possibility.
Yeah, sure. It's a possibility. The possibility is if Lyles messes up himself. Like I don't see Norman on his best day and Lyles on his best day. You're telling me Norman can beat Lyles on his best day?
That's not a fair comparison because clearly his best day is the American record. But everyone's not going. But no, that's what he ran a couple of weeks ago. He's not there right now. We don't know what the history has proven. How many people actually ran faster when they set the American or world record in the 200 meters? How many of them came back during the end of the year and run faster?
That is an extraordinarily niche. How many people have set an American or world record and then ran faster after that?
Well, Colin, you did say 1% though, so I mean.
So
no, I don't have that niche.
So let's be clear. Michael Norman's chances of PBing is much greater than Noah Lyles right now. Much greater. His improvement window is about this big now. It's gonna be little things like Ray said. It's gonna be little things that's gonna probably help him get over the edge. You have to run the curve a little harder. You have to get down to 10, 11 around the bend. Michael Norman is notoriously known to be able to run great turns. And so, do I think he can beat him? Yeah. Is he gonna beat him? Don't know. Can he beat him? Yes. Is he gonna beat him? We don't know, but I got my money on Noah Lyles to pull it off.
I think it's a little greater than that 1%. I'm actually going closer to it's a 50-50. Now
50-50.
Here's why.
50.
Okay. Here's why.
Yeah.
Point and Michael Norman could win?
Hold on. Here's why. Let me ask y'all this question. Let me ask you this question right here. Fresh Fred Curley. Not no rounds of no 100. We've known now he was tweaked in his quad. Fresh Fred Curley. Can a fresh Fred Curley head to head keep up with Noah? Based on what we saw, based on where he's at with 9.7, yada yada yada. Can he keep up with Noah? Is that a decent race? Yes or no? Is that a 50-50 race?
I still have Lyles winning.
Okay, but is that a closer comparison, closer to a 50-50 chance though?
I think Fred Curley has a better chance of beating Michael Norman or beating Lyles than Norman does, in my opinion.
Here's why I say it's closer than at least that 1%. It may be 60%. No, I go 60-40. I go 60-40, but I can't go 1%. Based on just that. we can't forget that Michael Norman opened up this season racing Fred Curley to the line. Yeah. Literally. Like it wasn't like no. Let's just he raced him to the line. The one thing that I would never do is say that the athlete stops training. Meaning whatever Michael Norman was doing to be ready at that point to push Fred Curley to the line, he ain't stopped. Why has he not stopped? He ain't lost a 400 either. He don't win the world championships. And then when we just watched him in Poland, his home stretch of that 400, he separated from Karani and everybody else. His arm action, his come home was fast, which means I just went 300 and I still got a kick. So if I'm looking at all of that, I'm putting it into the pot. I'm not saying, no, you probably didn't get as fast as Fred Curley did in a 100-meter dash. You didn't probably peak out now to where you can run 9.7. But if you was that close to Fred Curley then, you ain't no 9.9 runner. That's not where you at right now with your training. Your training gonna say, well, if Fred, based with where Fred Curley is at and where I was at next to Fred, and I'm a 400-meter trainer, Fred might be a 100-meter trainer, I have ran 9.8. You got to at least give me that. You got to at least give me my 9.8. So if you give me my 9.8 plus what you've been seeing me doing the 400, knowing I really won't break, it's closer than that 1%. It's more like 60-40. I still got Noah winning now. Don't get me wrong. But if anything, it's not finna just be no blowout. I don't see Michael Norman just not being ready to hit it. To be honest with you, I think Michael Norman might can depend on the lane assignments. I feel like if Michael Norman gets right next to Noah can't leave him because Noah leaves sprinters because they're gonna die off. He's just not dying as much. Sprinters are dying. If Michael Norman is next to you, he's not gonna die. That 400-meter string and that arm string gonna kick in. So you're gonna have to really get away from him in order for it to not be a race. If he anywhere close to you, or if the lane assignments are anywhere in his favor, I don't see it being no blowout.
Michael Norman holds his form better than anybody I've seen for an entirety of a race. Excuse me. I'm with Ray. I go 60-40. If Michael Norman beats Noah Lyles, I wouldn't be surprised. It won't be.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't be. It wouldn't be an upset because people don't understand how freakishly good.
That's our correspondent said too. Don't sleep on Aaron Knight, and now he's still in the race too, and his body went 19-4 this year.
Right, and it's gonna be about the lanes. You already know Noah Lyles is gonna have lane 7. I'm pretty sure because he's a world champion, he's gonna get second rights to which lane he wants, and I guarantee Michael Norman is either gonna pick 8 or he's gonna pick 6.
Oh, you want to hear something?
Watch.
So I didn't know this. So this was from Noah Lyles once again. Like I was doing a Instagram live earlier, and he hopped in for a little bit, and he was telling us about lane assignments and why Aaron Knighton got such a bad lane assignment early on. So what they do is, I don't know if it's any different or if I'm telling you guys information you already know, but so it's like the top 3 athletes like get put in a lottery system for lanes, and like they have lanes that are called preferred lanes, and so usually it's I think 4, 5, and 6, and so
on the 8-lane track, and the only reason why they had to do it is because the camera was in lane on the outside of lane 9. They didn't want to interfere with it. That's why they went from 1 to 8
exactly.
to 2 to 9.
Yeah, so it's like it moved him there because he had the third kind of thing, and so that's what it was. But so if they're doing like a lottery system, then who knows who's picking where. But since it's like a dime league, I'm sure they might give Lyles, it's supposed to be lottery. You get your pick in, and then hey, Michael Norman, you won the world championship, and you've been in the game. You get second pick, and Aaron Knight, I'm sorry, but you 18. you're picking third. Because if Kenny Bednarik was in this, he's picking his lane. Like, you think they wouldn't let him pick his own? Like, he would have done that. So it's it'll be interesting. I think it's gonna come down to lanes, but like if there was a sports betting on this meet, you think like they would have the lines way farther than 60-40. Because if you could have won, if the betting lines were 60-40, how much money are you gonna be putting on Noah Lyles to win this thing?
Yeah, look. I'm just a track analyst. I ain't no damn fool. What you talking about? We talking about bet. My mom don't know. I love Michael, but oh no, I'm not betting on that.
Right.
Hey, our correspondent. Hey, one more comment. You say it, and I actually agree with it. Norman in 8, Noah in 7, Knighton in 6. If that was the lineup, Knighton in 6, Noah in 7, and Michael Norman in 8.
I can't see them putting Norman in 8. But if we're gonna play along, Michael Norman's gonna come off that curve first.
If it goes that order, Michael Norman's off the curve first, and y'all better come on because he's not gonna die. Y'all better come with it. Y'all better come with that. That would actually, they wouldn't put him in lane 8, but if they did, I think that changes the entire race. Like, I'm with him in 6, 7, 8 because you got Arian Knighton with the way he can hit a curve in 6, Noah in 7 the way he hit a curve, and then you put Norman in 8 to get off the curve first. You finna get 1, 2, 3 going. Like, yeah. I think in that race, I think that in that setup, you get 19-2, 19-3, 19-5.
You know what I like a little bit better than that lineup? I would like Joseph Famboulé in 8.
Dang, I keep forgetting Famboulé is in there.
Famboulé 8, Norman 7, Lyles 6, Knighton 5. Because it's like Famboulé closes. Like, that dude's second half of his race is ridiculous. It's crazy. And so if he's out, so he's not having to play catch up, like he's looking ahead and he's still looking like, okay, I'm still in front. He doesn't see the people on his side. Then by the time he gets off that curve, he'll be even or just a little bit behind Norman, and then he's going to keep running with him through that next 110 meters, and then you'll have Norman continue. I think if you have Famboulé on 8, like, remember he was on the outside of the World Championship.
Mm-hmm.
You right outside Lyles, and Lyles ends up doing what he's doing. So I think having Famboulé on the outside, we get the best performances.
Monaco 8 or 9 lanes. I can't remember.
What?
Monaco
8 or 9 lanes.
That's a damn good question. I can't remember. He's not on ran there.
Well, they only have 8 athletes so far mentioned, right? So I'm guessing that
Tyler, our guest correspondent, superstar track athlete, says he don't agree with you.
Who says he don't agree with me?
Our guest superstar track athlete correspondent, who's not commenting but sending direct messages, says he don't agree with you.
My lane picks. Okay. Tons of people don't agree with me, but I still think I'm right.
I mean, based on Famboulé's finish, that's the only reason why I'm gonna go with no. Because he's gonna throw the race off, because if he's up high, he can't get off that curve fast enough. So he throws the race off. That's the only reason I'm like, nah. Just in this field, nah. And then again, in this field, even if you're thinking mentally, he's not gonna make 6 and 7 go faster. Cause they like, oh, he ain't gonna do nothing. We'll catch him. You switch that for Michael Norman, you're not saying that same thing. You're not gonna chill no more. You like, shit, okay, I ain't no chilling. Like, I can't chill no more. I have to go because who's in front of me. So I think with Famboulé in there, it actually slows it down.
Right.
I think Famboulé is a better person if you put him in like a lane 6 or so, because he can try and get back in it and put some fear in people. But put him in front, you want somebody like Famboulé behind you, because now you can't see him. Now you kind of nervous, like, shit, I can't see this dude. I know he can close. I can't see him, so it's a bad thing. If I can see Famboulé, oh, I'm not worried about you. Right. You can't close if I can see you. So I'm more worried if he in like 6 because he throws the race off again because like what does he make them do on the curve now because of him being behind, him being in the back?
What's the start that's coming for that 200?
So depending on what's going on with Kenny Bednarik, whether that was just a cramp or he's out, the original listed one, no lanes yet. It's Aaron Brown, Michael Norman, Kenny Bednarik, Noah Lyles, Josephus Lyles, Arian Knighton, Alexander Ogandu, and Joe Fambule.
Okay, so Ogandu is going to get lane 1.
Probably. Yeah.
He's going to get lane. So we already know who got lane 1. Mm-hmm. Everybody else are medalists, high ranked. They're going to get preferred. They're going to go down the list.
That's why I'm thinking Fambule is going to get lane 8. Then I think Aaron Brown gets lane 2. I think Noah Josephus Lyles gets lane 3. And then I think it's going to be then whatever happens with Kenny Bednarik, whoever that might be, I'd be lane 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8.
Everyone's going to get either 5 or he's going to get 4.
Yeah.
He's not getting 3.
No, yeah, I'm saying that he'll get 4 or 5. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Also, our superstar correspondent said, Colin, you know it's all love, though.
Oh, no, yeah. No, see, I recognize this. Like, I said, like, there's some athletes that I know I can, you know, mess with them, and they know they can mess with me because it's all I'm talking about a sport, and so I know it's all fun and games. My favorite. Oh, this want to hear something else? So this is kind of a side story going back a little while. So this was I was in New York, and this is when Marvin Bracey he was there. He was running New York. And I'm like, yo, like come over here, like, yo, what's up, man? And he comes over, he like daps me up or whatever. And he's like, oh man, I want to cuss on this show, but he's like, I got some effing beef with you, man. And I'm like, what? And then he goes back, he starts running. He got like put the headphones back on, and starts running. And I'm just like, it's all fun and games, man. It's all fun and games. Yeah.
Yep. 1,000%. 1,000%. That's the beautiful part about what we do. The fact that they will allow it to actually be a show and don't take any of it personal, because that's the most important part. We could not do this if they didn't allow us to do this.
Right. Yeah. Right.
At the end of the day. So shout out to all them, everybody, man. Shout out to everybody at Raise State. All right, so check this out, fellas. We're getting ready to wrap this show up. So because we're getting ready to wrap this show up, I have to ask this question. I'm not even going to ask it. Don't care about it. Don't even want to bring it up. Never mind. It was in the comments, but don't want to talk about it. Anyway.
I do have a question. Then I have a question if you don't want to bring whatever your question was.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, because I'm going to let them get to the comments after you. Go ahead.
I got to get into the Coach, I know you're on the inside of this, so I don't know if you have that special opinion or what's going on. But what's going on with NCAA and then colleges moving everywhere, and we got athletes moving everywhere. It's crazy. Just like the overall, just the fact that we have, like, I think it's just how like pro athletes, there's more player movement. It's the same type of thing we're seeing with NCAA, with just athletes moving everywhere. And I wonder, like, I think it's great. Like, I think it's good for, athletes to be able to, hey, make your money. You're 90% of these athletes aren't going to be pros. So, get whatever NIL money you can get. It's just like we're getting some power conferences. And I think this means the NCAA championship is going to be crazy this year because we're having so many of these top-tier athletes competing for the same 3 schools. You're in Auburn, Arkansas, or Florida. Like everybody's there. It's gonna be great.
Okay. So let me share something with y'all. And I know he's in Budapest right now, and he's probably watching because he always watches Raise State. I spoke to Coach Holloway.
Shout out to Miles.
Yes.
He just re-upped too on his contract, man.
What?
Congratulations to him and everything that he's earned, and he did it the right way because he always want to make sure his assistant coaches are.
Mouse is the new Popovich of track and field.
Yes. Let me tell you something.
Moneyball. He's playing Moneyball.
When I saw Kennedy Flannel signed with Florida, I went to the Florida Gator page that is ran by, I guess, their social media, and that social media people actually know me by name. And I said, this is what happens when you people, and this is not fake. He said it on his own podcast himself. People have legitimately emailed him and told him that he can't coach women. He doesn't know how to coach the Starks. Nothing. Yeah, real people actually did this. So what y'all did was y'all told Michael Holloway that he can't coach women.
And then he went out.
And he went out, and now he decided to create the end game. He is Thanos, and he put the Justice League and the Avengers together, except this time he's not going against his own. Listen, I'm telling you right now, I know what his ultimate goal is with his women's team. I'm not going to reveal him or let him say it.
One thing's for certain, two things for sure. Mm-hmm. Nothing you're saying about Mouse is fake. Though right. That is the one dude to where it's like, if you say you can't, oh really?
I'm gonna put it to y'all like this. I'm gonna put it to y'all like this.
Okay.
Remember the last time the NCAA championships was in Texas?
What year was that?
2019, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, I know he has a secret weapon coming in from Indianapolis. That though, Colin, you may know of this young woman.
The high schooler?
The triple threat. Yeah, the one that's better than Lena Irby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Kayla Davis, who me and her mama used to work because her mom was my assistant coach at one time. She's at Florida right now. She ran 51-0 something at age 15, 16 years old.
And you're returning to Letha Diggs, Jasmine Moore, Anna Hall.
Great Starks. Great Starks.
Exactly. Like they're at it's crazy.
It's crazy the NCAA let him get away with this.
That
was crazy. Like apparently y'all don't watch track and field because what y'all allowing Miles to do right now is monopoly. Like it's apparently all right.
He has the 45-3 Nigerian kid from A&M is on his campus right now. The 44-8 Jamaican national champion, the guy who ran for UTEP, is in Gainesville right now.
That's
by the way, 3 of his 4 NCAA 4x4 record members, they're back. Oh, and his most hidden sprinter, his best sprinter, is Rick Mahorn's nephew. Athlete Mahorn, I think it's Athlete Mahorn's son. Rick Mahorn's, he's related to both of them. I watched this kid run at the Florida Relays. He's the next one up. And then he got jumpers coming. He got a lead dog with his. Okay. Remember, he also got a 146, 145 kid sitting on campus right now that nobody heard of.
SECs is going to be one of the best meets of the year. Because, like I said, Arkansas, LSU, Florida, Auburn. Now, remember, Burrell is at Auburn now.
Yep. War Eagle.
Yeah. And they just signed guy from Nigeria. I know it's Nigerian Nightmare. I'm drawing a favor Ash.
Mm-hmm.
You just signed him too. So it's like, man, SECs. Whoever wins SECs win the national championship. That's what it is. The top 3 might be from
track and field. The SEC track and field is trying to now do what SEC football does. I think when you allow this like athletes to actually transfer, oh yeah, the SEC is about to do the same thing in track that they do in football. Literally, like I mean, especially with it's over with. It's over with.
And let me tell you this: the Arkansas team that's going into the 2023 season, it's going to look scarily similar to what those Arkansas teams of the past should look like with all jumpers.
They got Lance Lang now. Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Lance Lang of Kentucky.
He transferred from Kentucky.
Transferred to Arkansas. The guy that almost beat out Monty Bowling a couple years back, and Terrence Slater.
I know exactly who Lance Lang is. I've spoken with Lance Lang and his mom numerous times. Shout out to both of them. They watch the show. I know exactly who Lance Lang is. I've sent some aid his way. Damn.
And
can't forget about Georgia either.
And they got and Arkansas got the kid who I think they signed the kid who won the World Junior Meet in the triple jump.
Yeah, the guy from Jamaica. Yup.
Yeah.
He was just from 56. Like that SEC meet is insane.
And the top 3 jumpers in the NCAA from Tennessee, all 3 of them, is at Arkansas.
That's the meet to watch. You know what I didn't know? Did you know if you're an SEC athlete, this is for every sport, as long as you have like a 3.0 or something like that, they give you $6,000 a year. Did you know that?
I had no clue.
I did.
Dang.
Yeah.
I did.
Shout out to them getting them books.
Yeah, man. If I was that would bring me in. It's like, wait a minute. I just gotta have a 3.0 and I get $6,000.
Man, shout out to the people, to all them girls that's over there in the study hall that doing the work for them. Shout out to
Shout out to them tutors, man.
Shout out to them tutors. Hey, make sure they get their 10% now. Make sure them tutors get.
Hey, shout out to what USC is also doing too. Quincy, Jabri, Tyree,
Justin Braun,
CJ. Listen. Them cats got hit with the transfer. They got a couple of transfers coming in, man.
That transfer report is something beautiful. I'm not mad at it at all.
USC won the national championship without Devontae. He wasn't even on the team. Their sub 10 guy wasn't even there, and they still won.
I'll say this right now. They ran 38-44 without their sub 10 second sprint. You would have saw. I think they would have broke the collegiate record in the 4x1. I think they would have broke it, or they would have came close.
That thing, man.
But that's a funny thing. The number 5 guy was the one that would have got pulled off because the quarter mile was always on the relay. He always anchored the relay. He was always on it. They wouldn't have pulled him off. All they did, they put Devontae on first, and they put James on third. Or they moved James to first.
Now they're gonna have Devontae and Justin Braun on that thing with Brendan Stewart anchoring.
Devontae got another year?
Yeah, Devontae coming back. It's Devontae, Brendan Stewart, Justin Braun, and the guy, the quarter miler guy. I'm drawing a blank on his name.
No, they got the kid from Cincinnati.
Oh yeah, I guess
they got the 45-second kid from Cincinnati. Yep.
So it's like, man, that 4x1's looking dangerous. 4x1's looking dangerous.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead because somebody else had mentioned it, so I'm gonna go ahead and tackle this. I gotta switch back to the pros real fast. Christian Coleman, done or not? I'm just gonna put it out there like that. Start it out right there.
He's done for the year. He'll be back. He'll be better next year.
No, I ain't talking about career wise. Done or not?
No, Ray, you was right. You was right. That year and a half that he was off hurt him. It hurt him. You watched it with Gatlin. Because remember, people tend to forget, in 2011, Gatlin didn't make the 100-meter finals. That works. He barely made out the semis. So he's going to have to get his stuff back together. Next year, I think he'll be better off. He'll be better off next year.
Colin, what you think?
Hit the nail right on the head, Coach. I think the remainder of this year is like it's just not it right now. It's like I think this was a get the cobwebs off year. It's like, look, you were out of the sport for a year and a half, and you're gonna come back. Like look at the people that are on the podium now. He's racing against people he didn't have to worry about this year. Like last time he ran, Marvin Bracey was injured. Trayvon Bromell was injured or not themselves. I don't know if he was injured, but I know they weren't themselves until this past year. You have Fred Curley, who was running the 400. So he's racing against people who weren't a factor back in 2019 because they were injured or they weren't competing in this event. And so it's like, all right, it's going to take a year to get there. I don't think his career is over. I think he should have a bounce back year next year. He's too talented not to.
Well, let's not say career over, because I think people like Coleman, once you hit a certain stratosphere, your career can never be over. I think the question that people want to know is, will he be number one again? Like, I mean, because you look at Johan Blake is not running 9.6, but is his career over? No, not at all. Like, his career is not over with because he's still making teams. So I think the question that they really want to know is, do we think he will be the Christian Coleman of the past?
Let me tell you something. There's no one dominant 100-meter sprinter as of right now. It's anybody's race.
You wouldn't say Fred Curley is the dominant?
No.
No. Interesting. Okay.
Let me tell you why. Because on the most part, he's running times that we've already seen. He's running. Now let's get it done. Let's make sure we separate this. What he did at USA's was phenomenal. But let's be real. 986. You and I both know 986 in the World Championship final. When you got four guys in there that got PBs of 985 or faster, it becomes anybody's race. You know when you run against, like even in 2012, as much as we knew Bolt was going to win that race, it was competitive, but we knew it was his race because he's the only one at that time that was able to run under 970. Everyone is too close together. That's what I'm saying. Like everyone as of right now is too close together. Time-wise, nobody is really separating themselves from the rest of the field. It's that fear factor again. Nobody's walking into hiya 960, 962. Let's see what you're gonna do with it. They come back 969, 970. No one's done that yet. So I think it's real. I think they're real super close together.
Yeah. What you got, Ryan?
I don't see it. Now, here's what I mean by I don't see it. It didn't end the way that I projected the year to end, which was I projected the second half of the season for him to be faster. And if we go back to any of my snippets, that's what I was saying. I was like, I don't think he's going to find himself until it's going to be too late. And too late is going to be after World Championships, after he's had to race all these guys. I said the second half of the season, I think that's when we'll start to see closer to the old Coleman. What I'm seeing the second half of the season now is like a second half of the season for a track athlete, like this, and then now he's coming back down. So because of that, I'm looking at it to where if it stays on this trend, I think his best days are really behind him. Now, here's what I'm also noticing just from my gym eyes. And I'm not trying to talk bad about him or his coach. He don't look in shape. He don't. Like, I'm just going to call it what I see it. Like, you know, watch today, it's like he just don't look like he's at the top of, and he don't look in shape. What I remember in shape is like, again, I'm not being disrespectful, but like areas that I think should be tight, ripped. They're not tight and ripped. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I'm looking at him, I'm like, when I'm in my shape, I mean like overall, like you don't look like yourself. You look like a version of yourself, but I know what your body look like when you 9-7 ready. It don't look like that. I know what your face look like, your confidence. It's like nothing about him right now looks like that. It just, even today I was like, man, he just don't look. He don't look like he in shape at all. It looked like, if I can be honest, it looked like he played around for the last 2 years because he didn't expect anybody to be able to beat him. And so he just kind of trained, and he didn't train as hard as he did when he was going for the records. I think now he may go into the offseason with a different mindset of understanding I have to fight now. It's not like it used to be. Like, they're not afraid of me no more. And I think that first indoor meet is one reason why he was able to win it, because he still was living off of that fear. I think after that, once he lost at Worlds and kept losing, that fear went out the window. So I don't think that is over with. Do I think he can go 9-7 again? Yes, I do. I 100,000% think he can go 9-7 again. Do I think he can do it next year? Yeah. Do I think what he got to do is actually not look like how he looks now? Yeah, literally. I don't think that that's a fit Coleman. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be rude. Just being race tape. He don't look like a fit Coleman. He don't at all. He does not look like a fit Coleman. He looks like he's about a good 65-70% of what his body mass and everything could be and could look like. I think he gets back to that and he really hits the offseason hard. I think he could next year be back in that contention. I don't see him doing no 9-6s, but I do think he can get back to that 9-7. Based on what he's like right now, though, he got to do a whole lot of work in the offseason. I think he'll be all right if he do that.
Right. Yeah, like, so I had to pull up the race because I had to, take a look at it. But like, it's just not himself right now, man. Like, he is getting left at the line. Christian Coleman is supposed to be out, and then he fades a little bit because and good, and then it's about the finishing. So it's like, look at the race now. He was never in it. The race that happened today, he was
never in it
after the first 10 meters, and usually he wins it after the first 10 meters. And so it's just not the Coleman we've seen. Because remember, before this season, he had never ran 3 straight 10-second races in his career. Like, he had always had, the most he had ever done, he had 2 10 seconds, and then he'd always have at least 1 9-9. He hasn't ran a back-to-back 9-second race this year. He hasn't done it. So it's just like, he's not in the consistency, but we know he can get there because he ran a 9-8 this year. So, it's like, we know you have the talent for it, but it's got to be something with the fitness. It's got to be something with the mental aspect. It's got to be the fact you took so much time off. You're running against new people. It's a whole new, it's like, so this year, I think it's like, he'll wipe his hands clean. It's like, all right, year wasn't great. We'll get back at him next year. I don't think it's like the end of the work for him.
Me neither. And then, and I'm not, again, even when I say this, I'm not being disrespectful to Johan. But I'm just, again, comparing the eye test. When you look at Johan right now, he looks fit. It's like, okay, you've been in the weight room. You like you've been running. It's just not there. It's okay, so your best days may be behind you, Johan, because the eye test, you look good, but it's what you got. When I look at Christian Coleman just with the eye test on the start line, I'm like, would you have a hamburger today? Like, that's why I'm just kind of like, nah. And again, not being disrespectful, I just don't think that I'm with y'all. He's not the Christian Coleman, which is a good thing because if he looked ripped, if he looked ready, he looked motivated. If he had a look on his face like he ready and was doing these performances, I would say it's over with. It's over with. But based on just the eye test, I don't think it's over with. I think it's literally in his hands now. I think he's at that point to where it's in your hands and your coaching training staff because you're like Shelly-Ann now. You got to change some stuff up. It's not what it used to be. Hey, y'all, hold on. I'm going to answer this live on the show. I have to. Wait a minute. Hello?
Yo, Ray.
Please, what's going on? Do you know?
I just saw your video.
Hold on. Time out. First of all, you just called in live on Race Take. So you on the show. Everybody can hear you. So to make sure you say that, because I answered the phone. I know, I answered the phone on the show. I was like, God dang on, Michelle Lewis calling me, man. I got to answer this on the show. I'm not going to put him on hold. Like it's Michelle Lewis calling me right now. People, Michelle Lewis calling me. I'm going to answer this.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, you can say hey to the people because you live. Yeah, you live. You say hey to the people.
Oh my God. Well, hi everyone. I was laughing because I just saw your commentary for the first time.
Which one?
On the race, the 4x1. I just saw your video.
Okay.
And the commentary was like, I had to watch it 4 times in a row. You said, go. Like, Ray, you need to be on having your own broadcasting situation every time. But I'm gonna let you go back to your last show. I will say that you were the only person on this earth, including my mama and my husband, that thought we could pull it off.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll tell you.
The only one. I put it in writing, okay? The only one. But anyway, go back to your show. I didn't know you was doing a live right now.
Doing live right now. I appreciate you for calling in. You solidified it. While smiling from ear to ear. I'll protect you and call you as soon as I get done. All right, sis. It's live show. People trying to tell y'all. My family. Y'all heard them live on the show on accident. That was not staged. It might sound like it was staged, but it was not staged. She really just called me. Shout out to Michelle for pulling the upset again, Coach. I know that probably stung a little bit, Coach.
It's all right. Budapest. We got Budapest in the year. That's okay.
Probably stung just a little bit, Coach. Just a little bit.
We got Budapest in the year, man.
Hey, shout out to Coach Michelle Lewis Freeman for that victory that she pulled off again. And the victory that I say she pulled off last year by getting the silver medal. It is what it is. Me block up. I know it's time to go because the dang on bots done jumped in here. Oh, Lord. Time to go. The bots taking over. When they had that 2 hours, I think what go on, the bots watch. And if you hit like longer than 2 hours, they coming, Jack. All right, so we finna wrap this thing up real fast. Colin, what you got for the people before we get out of here? Because I got to stop these sexual bots.
Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Don't you got your show coming up?
Yeah, got an episode coming out tomorrow. We're gonna be talking Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and how she's been insane, what the United States can learn about the Commonwealth Games, and this more craziness for the NCAA championship. Also, last thing, we have a few left, but we just went on sale with these t-shirts. TWN $25, free shipping anywhere in the U.S. Shoot me a message on Instagram at
Chocolate News.
Yeah.
Man, I want one of them damn shirts, man. Shit.
Yeah, we can get you one.
I need a medium, man. Go ahead, I cash out. I need a medium, man. Go on, put that in the mail for them. Free shipping too. Yeah, I cash out, man. Let me see that again.
PWN Elite.
No, yeah, I need you one of them, man. I need you one of them. I get excited about stuff like that. I don't know why. I'm like a little kid. Hey, yeah, I need that. You know, I love t-shirts too. Got to give you one of them.
Yeah.
Coach, what you got going on, baby?
All right, so Wednesday, me and my brothers, Hassan Stamps, Kyle Stevenson, we doing Track Chat. It's on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. You know, we're going to be talking about, obviously, the coaching carousel. You know, we delve a lot into college track and field and what we need to do to change track and field. So we're going to talk about the coaching carousel. We're going to talk about the past meet results. And we're going to touch on things that's going to help young coaches come up and be successful in the game. And so, you know, they're not making the same mistakes some of us have made along the way. Also, if any of y'all in the Charlotte area, the North Carolina area, this crew right here, Jones Elite Training.
Okay.
Spearheaded by Ralph Jones and James Daniels, who've put countless young men and young women into Division I, Division II programs. I had the honor to work with them while I was still in Charlotte. And the programs that they run is second to none. If you got a kid that want to run track and make it to the big time, go to them. If you got kids that play soccer, that need speed development, football needs speed development, go to them. His name is Ralph Jones. Go to Jones, go to Jets on IG, Jets Training. Go to them, go add them and tell them Coach Lamont sends you. If you're in the North Carolina, Charlotte, Rock Hill, South Carolina area, if you're in that area, tell them I sent you. Let's get it up. Let's start helping these black businesses to get up and move down the right direction. They got their own gyms, they got their own weight programs, they got everything. Beautiful setup how they got it. They got love throughout the whole Charlotte and Greensboro area. So it's a wonderful program that I think need to get off the ground. I'm gonna do everything in my power to help empower two men who helped me during a certain period of my life. And that's how you give back to people.
Invite them on a wrap up so that we can open up with them the same way we did with Reg in Canada with his thing and lock company. Invite them on the show so we can open up with them so they can talk about it and give them about a good 15, 20 minutes so that because I like everything you just said. You guys know that this platform is for that, like for us to continue to push the sport however we can. So I would love for you to extend that invite to them or whatever and let them open up one of these weekend wrap-ups before we run out of time before the season's over with. And then, at least that way they can, speak about what they got going on to everybody. And then that way, because we do got the off season coming up, even though we're still in season, for professional, and collegiate over with, for the most part, for, amateur, it's about to start up. So definitely see if they want to come on one day so we can talk about that.
Sure.
Well, so I got this gray t-shirt on, and what we're doing with this gray t-shirt is we are saying stop the Twitter violence and everybody be neutral. I don't have a cool slogan or a cool shirt like these two had today, so I'm just freestyling some bull crap. And so make sure that you stop the Twitter beef battles. We're representing gray because gray represents like black and white together. And that's kind of like, like Twitter, when, because it's like black on one side, white on one side, but it's not really like Twitter. But it represents the racial equality that's not racial equality, the inequality that goes on Twitter, especially on race take. So the shirt I'm wearing is dedicated to the gray area in life that allows us all to kind of not be right or be wrong. There's a gray area. So love each other. I really didn't have nothing but that.
That was a good improv. Right?
Y'all have me feeling left out. Like y'all have some good positive messages. Colin got the t-shirt line going on. I gotta give me one of them. And now here you come, giving back to the community, and I'm over here drinking. I gotta do something. Like damn. All right, y'all. As always, fellas, I appreciate y'all. I truly appreciate y'all. Was doggone good getting back in front of this screen with both of y'all. We don't have much track and field left, so we're going to enjoy the little bit that we have. There's not a lot going on this week, but I'm pretty sure there will be something going on this week because
Monaco.
Huh?
Monaco.
Well, no, I mean outside of Monaco. Like we just got Monaco. Like we don't have anything else, but so we still will give you guys a wrap up. First of all, I forgot to say this. Shout out to track and field because I truly feel like this is the first year we've made it this far without a single medal being repoed. Shout out to the sport for finally reaching that phase of cleanliness.
Shout out to DA. Shout out to DA.
Finally did it, baby. The DA finally did they work. Like ain't nothing came back. If ain't nothing came back this soon, ain't nothing coming back. We done had our first clean year. Well, technically, not.
People got taken out.
Yeah, shit. Before.
Yeah, they all got taken out beforehand.
Damn, close enough. It's clean enough. We'll take that. They did their job. They made sure before it started, we not letting them in. And after that, we ain't doing no work. But now, hey, as always, love each other. Love y'all. Again, as we say every show, you can't see each other on Twitter. Stop fighting. Damn. We out of here, y'all.
Peace.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap. Good show. We'll see y'all in a couple of days.